Hey, J.C Agajanian here, broker associate with eXp, top grossing agent with the Whissel Realty Group, summarizing for you the mastermind that the Fast Forward Network put together for us each week. Let's get straight into it. What's happening? So in today's Monday morning mastermind with the Fast Forward movement, we covered two primary subjects. First was surrounding luxury properties and marketing, and in some cases, sales of off-market luxury property. And the next was just the general idea of getting offers accepted. We actually had another contraction in inventory here in San Diego County, and we are being told that it's happening nationwide. So that was an important topic too that actually took most of the hour's call this morning. So luxury property marketing, I've got some notes here that I made. So first of all, one thing that, these are just little pointers and tips, right? This is a hour-long conversation that a lot of top producing agents have put together. So some of the things I've just grabbed and jotted down through this conversation. So one of them is, just make it clear in FAB, or present the features, the advantages, and the benefits of running targeted ads to areas not only that match the type of buyer who would want the property that your client has, but to buyers who would want that property and are able to afford it in the areas that are not in your region. So for example, here in San Diego, a lot of people are coming here from the LA area and from the San Francisco Bay Area specifically, not to mention other parts of the country like Manhattan and stuff like that. But we get a lot of local within California movement, and clearly people from these areas have a lot more money and it's a lot nicer to be here. So they come here. So the idea of saying, hey, we know where your buyers are coming from if they're not already here in San Diego, and we're going to run ads to that area where they're coming from as well. And so you do a little research, figure out where people are coming and going from, and use that. This is probably not just for luxury, but like super luxury, real high-end properties. Most people are going to have some sort of philanthropic group or charity organization that they're already involved with, at the very least, if not just donating to maybe once a year or something like that. So maybe talk to that seller, say, hey, do you have an organization that is near to your heart? Then you could just take this as a huge opportunity to launch it and go forward and say, cool, like let's figure out if we can. You have this amazing home that's built to entertain, right? Which most luxury properties are, even at the beach, where the square footages are generally smaller. You still have large entertaining style homes that are in the 5, 10, 15, $20 million price range, right? So Mr. Seller, you've got this amazing home. Why don't we see if we can partner with this organization that you already give money to and have a relationship with? Let's host an event for them. And so you have a fundraising event. Maybe you get some, designer handbags or some other things, donated that you can auction off. So it'll be like a charity auction situation. The proceeds go to this charity. But in the meantime, you're making relationships with the people involved in the charity. You're making relationships with the people that your seller knows who they would want to invite. You're making relationships with the people that the charity knows who would want to invite to this event as well. And now you're the one who put it all together. In addition, once you have the party put together, you've got a step and repeat, you've got photos, you've got all the social opportunities. You can make a whole video about just the event that you put on for future listing opportunities, right? And then you also, as a perk, are going to get that donor list. So you're going to have names and contact information from the people who are actually showing up to give money to this event. So that's a huge luxury property marketing idea that'll really help you, A, win a listing, and B, lead to more listings in the future. And I got to get a tip of the hat to old John Pugh in Corona Del Mar, who has sold a lot of really expensive homes, who gave up that idea this morning in the mastermind. Moving on to just the general concept of getting offers accepted. I'm sure this is something that just about everybody is dealing with right now. There's, depending on where you're coming from and how much business you usually do, there's a broad variety of things that I would hope that you're already doing. If not, hit me up and we can chat more about that on the side. But the basics are there, right? You need to gather as much information as possible from the listing agent. You need to get that listing agent to share as much as you can, and potentially even more than they wanted to share. You've got to really chat them up. Sometimes it's hard to get these people on the line. Maybe you need to show up at the open houses. show up at the office, but making face-to-face, if not a good phone call conversation to really get to the heart of what they want as the agent, what's going to make their life easier, and more importantly, what their seller wants, and what's going to make their seller say yes and want to put the deal together. Another idea, if you're not already using BombBomb, make some video recordings, text, introduce yourself when you're new, when you're just setting up the appointment, or maybe you leave the appointment and you know your buyer wants to write, shooting a quick video to warm them up for that conversation later is a great idea. Hey, we're in the stalking business as well as the sales business. So stalk down the seller, find out, what they're interested in, find out, anything you can on social media websites, and maybe use some of that information to have a customized letter above and beyond the love letter that I hope you're already including with your offer, but a separate thing that goes straight to the house from buyer to seller, outside of the contract work that's going on. If seller receives something personal that doesn't even come from their agent, but just came in the mail, and they say, hey, go check out my offer, I've also got a little cover letter explaining who we are and our family, that's going to go a long way. And it's, even if it doesn't say automatically, yeah, we're going to get chosen, it'll likely put you in that top 2 or 3 choices, and give you a much better chance at getting that acceptance when it comes time to make the decision. And that could be door dropped, it could be put in the mail, usually USPS, and if you're in the same area, will deliver next day, sometimes 2 days later. So it can be done logistically. In addition to stalking down the seller, stalk down that agent. One of the greatest lessons I learned from Kyle Whissel is the triangulation idea of getting on Facebook, getting on Instagram, getting on any other socials that you use, and see who that is friends and or knows that listing agent. It's amazing how much social proof helps in getting these deals done. If you've got a listing agent with a friend who says, hey, I know this guy, he's a professional, he's not going to make your life difficult, it'll be a smooth and easy transition, there's a much higher likelihood of your client getting their offer accepted as opposed to somebody else that's just a stranger. So, get your stalking online going down and going well. A huge concept that was brought up as well is the idea of, before you even get to this point, setting yourself and your clients primarily up for success ahead of time. So what we mean by that is, really prioritizing, even if it's like a Zillow Flex call and you're going to just do a one-day showing with someone you don't know, make sure you book an appointment for a consultation right after or right before. You've got to sit down with someone and explain that, we're in the big leagues. You may be new to this situation, or maybe you've bought and sold before, but we're going to have to swing for the fences, and we're going to have to be prepared because, and this is where you can do a little bit more research as well. Let's say, the average agent in town is writing 5, 10, 15, 20 offers before they get that one accepted. You can use that data and say, listen, what's happening in this area right now is that 15, 20 offers are being written before one gets accepted. I don't want you to go through that, and I don't want to go through that either. Let me help you, explain to you what we've seen to get success, and we can reduce that to 2, 3, 5 offers and then get an acceptance as opposed to 10, 15, 20. Does that sound like a good idea? Cool. All right, in order to do that, you're going to have to do X, Y, and Z. And now your personal or your company track record is going to come into play that. And of course, you're going to have to get some information on what's going on in your county or your region as well. Of course, part of that preparing for winning offers is having tough terms. You're going to have to be willing to do what a lot of people aren't, maybe pull on some contingencies. You're going to maybe consider a non-refundable earnest money deposit. If you're going to do that, make the most out of it. Let's maximize it and say, hey, we're going to write a check directly to your seller and send it to them. So they're cashing it in the bank on day one. They've already got 50 grand. They've already got 25 grand. They've already got 100 grand. That's theirs. And they know if you do that, you're not going to close. You're not going to back out. You're going to close on this deal. Other things that people talk about doing are covering sellers' closing costs, maybe covering sellers' commission fees. These are all, of course, you're going to have a good number on the top of your offer as well. But these are all supplementary things from really having good communication, proving that you're going to be the one to get across the finish line for the seller, that you're going to make their lives easier, that you're going to make their seller happy, and that that you're the right choice for them. So those are the two main topics we covered. A little bit on luxury marketing, and of course a lot on getting offers accepted. I hope this is beneficial to you, and talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. I hope you found it valuable and that there's something in there that you can implement into your business today. If you'd like more information, I'd love to be a resource for you. I'd also love to connect you with the mastermind directly if you'd rather see that instead of catching my recaps. And if you're interested in joining the Fast Forward Network, DM me here and I'll hook you up. Talk to you soon.